Sweet.
We're recording. Our folks got Aaron Whitefield on here, center fielder for Rock City Trash Pandas, right?
Yep, that's it.
AA affiliate of the Angels.
Indeed. Yep.
Six. So cool, Whitey. We're fired up to have you on. First, want to kind of dive into WBC. What was
Yeah.
that experience
Um, going to Japan and I was lucky enough to play in the last WBC, which was in Japan, but I don't know what it was. I mean, I think just the name that Otani has built in those like last 5 years over in America, and the superstar that he's become even more. The atmosphere was just crazy. Anytime, like even the games where like Japan wasn't playing, people would be getting there like 7 hours early to watch like us play before Japan played at night, and it was just packed house. And
like?
then playing them on the I think because the night we played them, we were both undefeated, and it was 53,000 people just screaming, banging drums like, in a dome. Just it was sick.
I guess what like me watching at home, the only thing I can compare, like obviously I don't know what the atmosphere was like, but like I thought the atmosphere was a lot like the World Cup. Like
Yeah.
just from the TV, like was it really how loud was it? Like really loud?
Like when you're in the dugout, you could barely hear the person next to you, like talking. Like you had to, like, kind of yell to speak to people in the dugout. And the thing was, like, they just didn't stop, no matter like even during the break and the inning, it's still so loud. Um, but like it's kind of cool too because it's not like they're just cheering for like Japan. Like if there's a nice play or something, they'll like be like wow and like clap and it would be which is like super cool.
Right.
Um, but no, it's nothing like you know we've been lucky to play in big leagues a couple times, and it hasn't been anything. Just like I don't feel like the passion, as much, just because you play so many games here in the in the season that these games for them, especially in Japan, having all these players come back and play that are in the MLB, is just like they were just ready to rock and roll.
How was it like getting over there? Like they just board you guys up on like classic coach seats, or how was that going over?
So you get to pick whether you fly first class or you trade in your first class ticket and you can bring your partner for free, basically. So Tori, my girlfriend, and I sat in the coach with a couple of the other guys did the same thing. Um, and she flew to Japan and then she was going to visit my family and her sister and best friend in Australia afterwards. So we got like basically a free flight to Australia for her out of the whole trip.
That is smooth. Is it regular like a commercial flight? Like there's normal
Yeah,
civilians on that flight?
yeah,
That
normal. If we beat Cuba in that last game that we played, we would have had a chartered flight from Japan to Miami. That probably wouldn't have made it. It's just no. You have a whole team full of Australians and alcohol on the plane. That thing's going down.
That is hilarious. What was the biggest on the field difference? Like, obviously you don't face those guys that you face those during the WBC like every day in over here. What was that like? Obviously, some of the pitching was probably different.
Yeah, there's a lot more like splitters. That's a pitch that like is big. We faced Korea and Japan, so we got to see a lot of it. It used to be the velo used to be the difference. Like when we used to, because we're in the Asia side of like bracket, so we'd always play Japan, Korea, and like they always like they're great teams. Like I mean, Japan's not one in the world, but I always felt like the velo wasn't as high as what it was like over here when you play. You got Dominican guys throwing 100, you got American guys throwing 100, but now like all the Japanese guys are throwing 100 too. They had Sasaki throwing, Otani's throwing 100, the relievers are throwing 100. So, and it's kind of funny to watch because they'll throw all these pitches. They'll throw like 60 pitches or 70 as a starter, and the next day they'll be throwing like a live bullpen.
Just ready
Then I
to go.
said like 60 pen. I'm like, Jesus, mom would be hanging if I was throwing 100.
That's wild. No,
But
I don't even know what
I got one.
uh,
So I'm kind of interested in this. How do you get selected to play for Team Australia? And because you said you played in the one before, so is it like a tryout? Do you just get picked, or what goes on there?
so we have the Australian Baseball League that goes on in the wintertime over here. So it's kind of mandatory that you play in that to kind of make it fair to everyone and to show that obviously like your commitment to the team. So I went back and played this year, and our manager just picks guys um, from that league for that season. You know, some other guys, you know, like Liam Hendricks, unfortunately, was meant to be with us, but with his stuff with cancer that he's battling, and he's actually doing really well and should be cleared, I think, in the next month.
Yeah, I saw
But
his last round of chemo.
yeah, I saw. I was texting him about a week ago, and yeah, he said it's going really well. So he's just got one more one more treatment, and then one more like scan to just make sure it's all gone.
That's good.
So,
Now,
but like someone like him doesn't, you know, kind of doesn't have to play to be selected. Or if there's some guys coming back from injury, you just kind of tell our manager, and if he thinks you suit the team, then you're on there. But you know, there's not many guys. It's not like the pickings that the USA or Japan have.
Okay.
do
There's
you
like a
do you know?
what was that? Sorry, I missed you. Oh, I lost you for a sec. Go ahead. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna change where I sit.
You got us now.
Yeah, got you.
You for in wintertime, right? Is that
Okay, yeah, no, I lost you.
what team do you play for in the wintertime?
Oh, there we go. I played this year. I played for the Melbourne Aces, but I've changed about 4 different jerseys in the Australian Baseball League. I'm like the who would you say? There's someone in the NFL that just keeps changing jerseys because that's me in the ABL.
So I guess I'm so how big football is. Is it huge over there in Australia? I know, like in the DR and that kind of Mexico, that kind of stuff is big. Is it big over there?
No,
No.
it's like it definitely got bigger before COVID hit, and then kind of COVID like set us back a lot.
Sure.
So COVID like was pretty crazy back home with like lockdowns and stuff.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that when you were.
Yeah, so like this past season was the first time I've been home since I was in Wichita or before then.
That's great. That's
So
great.
but it's like all our fields are kind of like high school baseball fields. So there's no stadiums
A little
like
bit more.
that. It's like playing at a high school Friday night game, and you just pray like a couple of schoolmates come down and that your family comes cheers you on.
How many fans?
Hey,
How many fans would you say these games?
oh, like on a good night, probably like 1,000, 1,500.
That ain't too bad for a home stadium.
Not bad. So kind of switching gears here. Can you kind of tell us, because I know you kind of have a different background coming up, how you got your start in baseball? Because you started in softball, right?
Yeah, started in softball and rugby and track, and then one of my buddies was kind of short. Connor McDonald, he was with the what was it, Astros at the time, and they kind of dragged me over. Not dragged me, but said you should come play some baseball. Them and a family called the Bedgoods. So went and played, and yeah, ended up I think played like a couple, maybe five or six games, and got in front of some scouts, and yeah, pretty much came over to the States from then. I played those 5 games and I tore my labrum. so I was out for a year, like diving back into a base. So I just got like the taste of baseball, tore my labrum, had to sit out a year, and then it was like a 1 game back after I tore my labrum, I signed with the Twins.
I got you. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me you're diving back into a base.
Yeah.
This man, I'm not kidding you. This man, every day would manage to somehow just wreck his jersey. Like I had to rewash it a couple times every day. He'd manage to get dirt on the back of his jersey.
In you could see me go 0 for 4, and somehow you'd be like, "How the hell did you get your jersey dirty? You didn't even touch any bases."
Oh no, deck circle. Hey.
I was like, it's a talent. Not everyone can do it. So I had to let everyone know I played that game by just sliding out there.
In softball, did you play outfield then too?
No, I played shortstop. And then with the Twins, actually, when I was in the GCL, my first year, I majority played infield. I played third and first.
Okay.
And then like they were like, "Oh wow, you can like actually run. We should probably put you in the outfield."
Yeah,
I was like, "Okay, that'll work." So
what's I guess moving share a little bit. What's the forecast for the season looking like?
uh, you know, hopefully get back to the big leagues sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I came over the Angels last year and loved it, and wherever they'd send me back to Double A, just do my thing, and I just go out there and play wherever I am, try and do whatever I can to help win, and just end of the goals, get back to the big leagues, because I'm kind of on this like trend of never playing AAA but somehow making the big league still. So we're gonna see how long we can ride that out for. I lost you for a sec there.
I played for Burlington is AAA, right? Burlington Bees.
Burlington Bees that was a high A.
Who's AAA for you guys?
Salt Lake.
Have you ever played for them?
Nah.
No.
Never
And you
played for them.
You
Never
played. You were up a little while last year, though, right?
Yeah, for like just under 2 weeks, and then I came back, and like a week after I came back, I broke my kneecap.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I tried to flatten a catcher that flattened me. Didn't work out well.
Isn't it Stevie Berman?
Yeah, it's if it was Stevie Berman, I would have absolutely eaten him alive. I'm actually, I'm say this on this recording too, Stevie Berman. If you ever don't answer my phone call again, we're gonna have problems. I'm gonna come flatten you out. Actually, he's big leaguing me since we left. Him and Spencer.
Oh, where's Stevie at?
Stevie, I don't know. I last heard he went to I think it was like
Toronto.
Toronto. That's what I heard last. But I was trying to ring him like a month ago to be like, "Hey, bro, where you at?" And instead, I got fucking crickets. So I said, "Fucking, I'll just go. Just go worry about myself then." I think he's cut off from talking to me because we're not good at gamblers together.
Yeah, that's a couple.
Yeah, he's probably matured and grown up now and has to save his money.
Talk to Steer.
Same thing. I text Steer a little bit more. Like I've spoken to him a couple times on text. But then I tried to call him after I called Stevie because I was trying to call them together and be like, "Hey, the old band's back together." But the old band didn't friggin' answer their phone, and now Spency's just too Showtime hitting homers in the big leagues and shit.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. Hey, Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna try to get back on this Wi-Fi because Alabama reception is just something that's not it. 2024. Let's see it. Let's see if this helps. Oh, there we go. Got you back a little bit. Oh, got the password. Yeah, they ain't much reception out in this place.
Heck no. You back? You got it?
Oh, that's a little better. Hold on. We just moved in and I forgot the Wi-Fi password. So that's a good start. There we go.
Good.
If anyone needs my Wi-Fi passwords, it's as easy as play2424. So if you come to Alabama and you need some Wi-Fi, I know a guy. Wait for it. Oh, surely that's better. Here you go. How about that?
Good.
Yeah, that's better. There we go.
So I was watching the Reds game last night. I was turning on deer. Do you know who their first base coach is?
For the Reds?
Yeah.
No.
Freaking Cowgill from Arkansas. You remember Cowgill?
Really?
Colin
Yeah.
Cowgill? Yeah. I was like, what the heck is this slappy doing?
I think
He was awesome.
It's so crazy seeing like each year, even when I play, I'll come across a team and they'll be like, Whitey. And they'll be like, I have to look and be like, fucking hell. You've been with like 8 teams. How'd you get here? But like it's just cool to see like everyone you just play each other so much and you come around. Even when I go back to play winter ball, like there'll be guys I've played with against or with, and they'll just like rock up and I'll be like, what are you doing here? But fuck it. Trying to see something else. I said, fair enough.
That's
So,
You said you just moved into that place, right?
yeah.
So, I mean, that's in Alabama. So, do the Trash Pandas hook you up with that? Like, help you find a spot, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, like I will say, the whole minor league way of living and everything, like they just got the pay rise. It's so much better now than when I first signed. And they hooked us up with like this 2-bedroom house, me and my roommate. And like pretty sweet setup.
Oh yeah,
heck yeah.
So and then guard dog.
nice.
But like yeah, they just like there's some guys that there's apartments, kind of like how Wichita is. There's apartments like right next to the field. So some guys stay there, and then some guys stay out here at the houses. So and they do all that. You just come check in, and on your way.
That's pretty sick. Is Cabbage still down there, or where's he at?
Cav is DH in AAA. He's a defensive hazard in AAA.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they had to split us up this year.
Yeah, you guys,
Couldn't keep us together. I tell you what, he was on a tear last year at the start of the year.
hit it on the field wise?
Yeah, I mean both. Yeah, always. But I tell you one thing, then he had to go out there and try and run over someone because he thinks he's all big and mighty, and he ran into his daddy. He ended up snapping his forearm in half.
Yeah, I saw that. That's obviously he's back there. Did he
Yeah,
get
back. He's good. He looked good in spring. He's I think it's a big year for him, and I think there's a good chance that he'll be up there this year at some stage. So where everyone can see all these 560-foot homers that he hits.
the man can freaking hit a baseball, isn't he's
If I was at one of his games, I'd just sit outside the stadium because you'll probably get a ball sooner or later.
How was you just said something about spring training. How was spring training this year?
It was good. We were I was in big league camp pretty much until like the last cuts. But honestly, like I missed majority of it as well. Like I did a lot of the pre spring training camp and then played like 3 or 4 games at the start, and then I was gone for like 2 weeks with the WBC stuff. So it's kind of like a unique spring, but it's being with the Angels. It's kind of you get kind of lucky because you get to be around, the two best players in baseball all the time.
Which how
So
good guys, I assume.
you say what, Trout?
Yeah, how are these guys? Him and Otani.
Trout's a good dude. He's I got to spend, I'd say I'm around him a lot more than Otani just because obviously outfielder. But he's just like a regular dude. Likes to talk the shit, mess around. He's just a great dude as well as like, obviously as everyone knows, a great baseball player. But then you got like people like Hunter Renfroe, who's unbelievable too. Taylor Ward, who's tearing it up right now. Like all those guys are just great people, and even in that whole kind of locker room, there's no one really that you're just like, fuck, I have to be around him for 8 hours today. Probably besides me. That's probably what they say about me. Probably like they're probably like fucking Whitey still here. Jesus, we get him out of here.
That's funny. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say again. Do you still talk to any of the guys from Wichita?
Yeah, so another
Obviously,
crazy thing. BJ was with us too.
yeah, he was in Double A with you guys.
He was in Lower, but he was with the Angels, and then we were at spring together. And then he was. I think they was trying to send him back to high A, so he's like, "There's no chance." So I think he's going to Mexico now. But yeah, he was here, which I was like, "That's a small world." And then we were playing DJ last year in this league. He was playing for Birmingham.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, but I mean, then like Amar, I talked to. Contreras a lot. Haven't spoken to Ernie much. I think a couple of pitches I'll hit up here and there. Sisk actually like FaceTimed me while I was driving to Arizona, like randomly. I was like, "What's this number?" And then answered it. And it was Sisk's face. What's
Yeah,
up, bro?
he's starting in Triple A, isn't he?
Yeah, he got traded again, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got traded again to the Royals. That's right.
Yeah.
So
He's got
Kansas City.
yeah. Scoop. KC game last night.
Oh yeah.
One of my boys is he's in Double A with them. He was at the WBC with me. He's actually got a good chance of probably making it up this year too if things go right.
Who's that?
Robbie Glendenning.
I
He'll be with Northwest last year, and then he'll be there for a little bit this year.
That's a sick name.
Yeah, hit some homers too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
What's a game day routine? You got a certain thing you do anytime you got a game, or what's going on there?
Go to Starbucks every game day, non-game day.
What's the order? What's the order?
Hungover. Hey, I will say the order: vanilla sweet cream cold brew. Now it's kind of a stitch up because you don't know what kind of vanilla sweet cream cold brew you're gonna get, which is kind of the excitement about it.
Okay.
Because like, you could get like an absolute dog shit one, like I had when I was driving out here, or then you could get one that'll freaking sit you back in your chair, and you'd be like, "Oh, this is living." But this is living right here. But it's a hit or miss. Like someone could just try and fuck your day and give you a shit one, or you could get like one of the best ones and you'd be fine. And not only that, shout out to Starbucks because they just added a new, like chicken maple egg sandwich or something.
That sounds
And
good.
it's good. Fucking hell. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and when they make your coffee good, man, that's a
Oh, dude. If you can get both in a line, you're fucking getting 3 hits that day. It's like seeing a fucking unicorn that happening.
Are you a big do you go inside to order to get the smell and all that stuff, or are you drive through?
Drive through, crank the
way.
beats, do a skid on the way out.
Yep.
That's funny. What Sure, that's your before you get to the stadium. What else? What else do you do before the game?
Honestly, like not much. Like now, so my girl's in Australia 5 weeks. I pretty much just hang with my puppy, take him for a walk, do all puppy dad stuff that you need to do before I head to the field. But I usually get Starbucks every day, and then sometimes I might mix in like some Chipotle if I'm feeling healthy, some Chick-fil-A if I'm just like fuck it. But no, I don't really have any like set routines. I kind of just let the day do its thing. Some days I feel like I need to take 8,000 swings, so I gotta get there early because I feel like I'm left-handed. Other days I feel like I'm Barry Bonds up there and I just rock up. D Money's seen me a couple times just rock up an hour before and just go battle.
Yeah. So that's funny you say D Money because we gave ourselves nicknames for our podcast, and I chose D Money.
Yeah, dude.
They've never called me D Money. Like here at my new job, they never call me D Money.
It's like nobody calls you that.
So I was like, you just gotta understand. It's like,
Whitey, we'll get him on the show. Don't call me that, I promise. Okay.
I don't think I'll ever call him anything but D Money ever again.
There it is, folks. Why we have D Money.
Glad it could stick. That's what I'm here for. Throw out some nicknames that stick.
He had to make it stick, but it's tough.
Sometimes you got to just roll with it,
Hey, you got any superstitions, or would you say like going to Starbucks is your superstition?
I'm like big on if my socks have like the left and right on it, I have to put it on like left or like how they have those little like letters on there on the socks. If they have that, I have to do that, or I feel like I'm fucking backwards. Can't walk. So, or like I'll use that as an excuse, like, that's the reason I struck out 3 times today. My socks are on the wrong way. So, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't usually leave it up for a superstition, or you're just gonna have a long ass season,
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know what it's like in baseball. You do it for a week, you hit 17 homers, and then the next, you don't get a hit for about 3 months.
Yep.
So.
Not roll, no.
But I have learned a lot. This is a lesson. I took a experiment on myself on if you have a good night at the casino, or if you have a good game, don't go to the casino. If you have a bad game, go to the casino and you'll win money.
It's the luck. It's circling around you. You just got to know when it's going to hit.
But don't think like you have a good game, like, oh, it's my lucky night, because it's going to run out sooner or later. And I ran into that problem plenty of times.
You got a spot there in Huntsville. You go?
Nah, there's no
what
places out here. Yeah, no, it's tough. It's actually a good thing,
Yeah,
it just means more Starbucks money.
Yeah. Do you guys play in Montgomery?
Yes, we play Montgomery as well. You said what? There's one there?
You go west, and you go east towards Auburn on the road that goes to Auburn. It's out that direct. It's like halfway between Auburn and Montgomery.
I usually try and, like, when I'm in this league, I'll try and save it until I go to Biloxi, and then just be like an absolute degenerate and just like blow it all out in Biloxi. And if you want to talk about a place that is more like a friggin' charity than a casino, it's what's it? Beau Rivage. I mean, that place doesn't give out money. It's actually illegal, I think, in that place for them to give you money. Because no matter what you do, no matter if you think you're winning, it changes in a slight second, and somehow everything just gets emptied.
That's funny.
I'm a battler. I'll go back. I'll keep fighting the system. I won't stand for that.
That's hilarious. So, what about when because you've been with your girlfriend for a while, right?
Yeah, 3 years.
When you gonna ask the big question? We were texting about.
I think coming up soon. I won't give her too many hints just in case she listens, but it's definitely coming up soon. So I'll keep her guessing. So
you saw the picture I sent you, right?
Yeah, I know, dude. I mean, I'm glad all that practice over the time that I was in Wichita that you guys were having while you guys were washing clothes in the locker room.
Yeah, according to
You guys, I'm glad. I'm also glad that baby didn't take any looks from dad. Took them all from mom. That's also a bonus.
Well, it could be like
It, it's one of those things I feel like too with a baby. You never know because I feel like even me, I probably looked like a half sucked mango when I was a baby, and then I turned out to look pretty much like the Rock later on in life. So you can never judge on what the baby first looks like. It's how they evolve. So you gotta. I've been taking uh, ideas on, you know, Tori. Hopefully, Tori's not listening, but feeding my baby when he gets probably to about like 5 or 6, get him on the creatine diet, and then I think by about like 15, Saban should be at our front door. That's what I'm hoping for.
absolutely.
And if not, I'm not interested in him playing baseball. Hey,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I need him to be a first rounder in football to keep my dream
Hey,
to keep my dream alive.
you want to play college football? Let's ride.
Yeah, dude. Who knows? Might see you halfway through the year.
Fuck, starts August 1st.
I'll be there. Dude, I've tossed it up so many times. Hey, I watch football, and I'm definitely one of those fans when football season starts because I used to hate it because I was like, who the fuck would wear pads and helmets? Like, you might as well fucking just play lacrosse. Like, fuck me. And then I was like, you know what? I got into it, did the fantasy. I'm like, fuck, I love this sport, eh? And then I'm just like, fuck, I should have played that sport. I would have been I probably would have been like the number 28th pick in everyone's fantasy draft. But I'm guaranteed a good gritty after a touchdown every time. And, I think I probably after about year 3 of my career as a receiver, I'd move to a safety because I just want to crush people. So, and then the amount of ejections I'd probably have from games would be up there with probably ending my career.
Just be
Hey,
see.
I'm losing you again. The Wi-Fi must not have paid the bill.
You got me?
There we go.
I was saying that your ejections would just be an early entrance to the casinos.
That's true. That's true. And that would be the tough thing. You'd know if we're close to a casino because if I'm out in the first 5 minutes, there goes Whitefield again. But yeah, no, I'll probably come back. I got 4 years of eligibility, win 3 Heismans. What position are you guys lacking? I could probably fill them all. I throw a good football. I'm like a Lamar quarterback though. If there's any hole, I'm running. And even if sometimes there's not a hole, I'll probably run.
Oh, it's no matter what. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't win a Heisman just slinging around too much. You float with interceptions.
Yeah.
Make one throw a year, make sure it hits the target, and you're 1 for 1, and then you run for 7,000 yards.
Incredible.
So, well, I think that's all I got. I appreciate you getting on here with us.
I've got just
Anytime, brother.
So my dad hates kangaroos because they scare him.
I don't blame him.
Can you give him any kind words about a kangaroo and like be like, dude, they're not that bad, or they are that bad?
Fuck no, they are that bad. They're fucking. they're predators out there. Nah, like, so there's like a difference. You have like the standard kangaroos that like live. So you got like, I'm probably like 10, 15 minutes from the water where I live, and you go like 10, 15 minutes. I wouldn't even say inland, but there's like wallabies. So wallabies are like smaller kangaroos. They're probably like the size of a like dog, like a big dog. Right, and they're wallabies, and they're right. They you just kick them away. They ain't gonna hurt you.
They're
But
fine.
then you get to like the outback, and then you got like the 6'7", 6'8" kangaroos that just crush cars. Just
Big
want
jack.
to
You got
just want
fucking
to fuck around people.
Yeah.
And like fuck those kangaroos because they just think that they run the place.
Foxy out there.
Yeah, they got fucking avatars running around out there in Australia. Fucking avatars with big ass tails. So and we don't. Yeah, I'm with him. I ain't trying to fuck around with any of the kangaroos out there.
That's good stuff.
They definitely don't look like the ones on Kangaroo Jack.
Oh, Kangaroo Jack too. I like that. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Does your dad like that movie, or does he hate it because he hates kangaroos?
He's like, dude, little arms for what? Their pouch is like. A lot of people don't know this. They think their pouch is like their fur. Their pouch is like kind of like their intestines of like their stomach. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's and then he's like, and then they just have like these big ass feet that are like 3 feet long. That people don't know that it's because they just bounce around everywhere. He's like, dude, that ain't normal. I'll tell you that. He's like,
Yeah,
I don't like them. Like what? He's like, yeah, their face is cool, and then their tail. Like, how big is their tail? Just
yeah, and they're jacked, and they like fucking somehow with their short arms are absolutely stackhoused.
yeah. It's like I think they
fucking eating creatine and shit.
since they were 2.
Yeah, fuck it. I tell you, they think they run the place. I'm telling you, they're literally avatars, like the aliens.
So incredible. Oh, what do they
But
eat?
fucking holy people. Nah, I think they eat fucking grass and shit.
I would assume so. I did see that.
I
Like,
think that's why people started going vegan and stuff because they saw how jack kangaroos are and they said, "Fuck it, we don't need to eat anything."
yeah, they gotta be.
And I went the opposite. I said, "Fuck it, let's eat the kangaroos." Obviously, they're doing something right.
Have you?
Yeah, it's honestly just like a very like lean meat.
I've never been talking about eating.
Yeah, it's like very. You can get it quite a few like at the grocery store and stuff in Australia. It's like I think it honestly, I mean, don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure it's the leanest meat in the world.
Wow. Do that.
But it's just like one of those things that just tastes like steak, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't really have like a unique, I feel like, taste where you're like, fuck me, that's kangaroo. Like if I fed it to you, you'd be like, yeah, it's just, oh wow, that's kangaroo. Yeah.
Well, cool. I appreciate you getting on here with us. Who do you guys got this week?
We have Chattanooga Lookouts, the Reds.
Oh,
So we'll probably bury them in the first 3 games and just ruin the rest of their season.
might as well.
Might as well. We're here.
Exactly. Well, I wish you the best of luck this season, and we appreciate you getting on here with us. And maybe we'll do a little check in with you sometime throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, perfect. You guys go and then let me know. By that time, you have to have a vanilla sweet cream cold brew and chicken maple.
So we're getting one.
I tell you, don't go in there though. Like if you're really hanging for a coffee, because like it could really fuck your day up.
You're muted.
It's good fun to test out how the day's gonna go every day.
All right, brother. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be in touch. Appreciate you guys having me on. See you, fellas.